a championship!
A double play wins it for three.
Turn it to the end zone. What a catch! McIntyre, touchdown!
Into the layup, goes at the buzzer.
Rouge wins it. The championship.
Already crowned 3 state baseball champions tonight at DuPage Group Field. Here in Joliet, we will crown a 4th. It will either be Plainfield East or Lake Park that will claim the Class 4A state championship. And hi again, everybody, along with Hall of Fame coach Mark Lindo. I'm Dave Bernhardt, a matchup of 2 teams that I don't think you could have predicted prior to the start of these playoffs. Lake Park comes in 33-4. They believe they had what it took to get here. On the other side, Plainfield East with an 18-15 record, a 12-15 record, and a 13th seed coming into the tournament. Here they are playing for a title. Anything goes here tonight.
Should be a fun one, Dave Bernhardt, and we talked about it, and I didn't do the research. I don't know if anybody 13 or below has ever made it to the state championship from a seed standpoint. It just doesn't matter tonight. You got 2 teams playing at a high level, 2 teams coming off emotional semifinal wins, and 2 teams trying to order their rings here tonight.
Lake Park, the visiting team here in this ball game. This will be their lineup, very similar to earlier today when they defeated O'Fallon 6-5 in 8 innings. It'll be Mason Bear in center. It'll be Danny Rollins behind the plate, Chris Worcester at short, Jackson Kent at left field, Tommy Kelko at first, Giacomo Finizza is the third baseman, and it's Brian Patton, Max Bear, and Nick Wolf will be the designated hitter. Batting for the pitcher, Jason Gutkowski. Defensively for Plainfield East, Brady Lauk is in left, Caden Dyer in center, Ryan Skiba is in right, Jake Geeson and Christian Mitchell man the left side of the infield, Nathan Rudd along with Bryce Atkin on the right side. Catcher is Michael Bailey, and the pitcher here in your state championship game in Class 4A is Gavin Schmidt.
Gavin Schmidt gets the ball 60 foot 6 inches away, which is where he'll be delivering from in this state title game. 3-4 record. Don't let that deceive you. Very fine. 2.74 earned run average on the season. Now he's thrown only 46 innings to record 74 strikeouts versus 19 in bases on balls. An outstanding ratio there. You got to believe defense win championships. Both teams are going to have to make plays tonight. And as we get ready to enjoy the state championship game here from DuPage Medical Group Field in 4A, to call the championship game, the play-by-play Hall of Fame voice of the Illinois High School Association, Dave Bernhardt.
Thank you very much, Mark. Always a great night when it's championship night. And we are underway. Mason Bear will take strike 1 from Gavin Schmidt.
Huge crowd on hand here tonight, especially from the Plainfield East standpoint.
And that will even up the count 1-1. Our umpire tonight, Rob Hacker behind the plate, Ryan Verver at first, and Mike Outen is the third base umpire. Big cut from Mason Bear. We said Lake Park had to go 8 innings to hold off O'Fallon before winning 6-5. On the other side, for Plainfield East, they were 5-3 victors over Hononegah this morning in the 4A semifinals.
If you're with us today, you had a chance to watch Lake Park hit. They all attack up and down the lineup 1 through 9.
Christian Mitchell will throw out Bear, and that's our first out of this championship game.
Nice pitch by Schmidt, who got the ball in on the hands, did not let Mason Bear extend. Christian Mitchell automatic at shortstop for the most part. Squares it off, throws a seed across the diamond. The ever first most important out of it inning is the first one.
And we look down the first base line, and Mason Bear came up hobbling after running through the bag.
Only surmise he hit that base in an awkward movement. That's their leadoff man, their catalyst, and their center fielder, who will be looked at by the training staff immediately.
Meanwhile, stepping into the box will be Danny Rollins, sophomore catcher. Rollins was hit twice by a pitch in the semifinal game today.
Gavin Schmidt can run it up there in the high 80s.
This will be a tough play. Pitcher over to cover. It goes Atkin to Schmidt for out number 2.
You have a fastball like that, you're going to get some ground balls and fly balls the opposite way. He'll mix in a slider and a straight change. So a 3-pitch pitcher, really good stuff for a starting pitcher to have 3 in the repertoire.
Chris Worcester, the shortstop. Been over 500 all year, came into this tournament today with a .554 average, 43 runs batted in. And an RBI today and a sacrifice fly. Schmidt straight over the top.
Worcester was around in 2018 as a freshman when Dan Colucci's team brought home a trophy. Next year he'll be at Charleston, attending East Illinois.
Mitchell just can't get it just out of his reach, and it'll be a 2-out hit for Worcester. He's aboard.
See, and that's just the strength that Worcester has, because he did not get all of that ball, but just so strong as he turned on that at 5'9", 185, and those forearms a little bit bulging because he had enough muscle to get that ball over Mitchell at short.
Jackson Kent, the cleanup hitter. He was a starting pitcher today for Lake Park in their semifinal win. There goes Worcester, stumbled a little bit out of the blocks to throw down, and he'll go behind the tag of Mitchell for the stolen base. Michael Bailey couldn't get Worcester, even though Worcester stumbled just a little bit, but a great slide into second puts him in scoring position with 2 out.
Playing with reckless abandon with 2 out. I'm sure Worcester was on her own, had the blessings of Dan Colucci on that to run himself into scoring position.
Count is 1-0 to Kent. Dan Colucci says this may be the most complete team he has ever had. Lake Park finishing third 3 years ago.
Lake Park reputation is to hammer the baseball, but they have a really solid mix of offense, defense, solid pitching, and a pretty good speed up and down their lineup.
Being very careful with Kent. The count goes to 3-0. First base open.
Don't have to give in right here. I would think Kent will get a green light. But the cleanup man, his job is to drive in runs.
Four-pitch walk to Kent. And that will bring up Tommy Kelko. Kelko on the season has driven in 28 runs on a .379 batting average. He had a single and 4 at-bats earlier today. 85 degrees, winds out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour. That means for the most part they're blowing out to center field, now a little bit towards right center. We see some balls fly here today.
Seen really good outfield play from every team. Plainfield East, because of that wind you just mentioned, playing what I consider to be a little bit shallow here with Kelko, who has the ability to drive the ball. If he does that, he'd score 2.
And that misses outside. 6 straight balls thrown by Gavin Schmidt.
And you do have maybe the hottest man in their batting order on deck.
That's Giacomo Finizza. Big cut from Kelko. Boy, he knows it. He had one he can handle there.
He loaded up right there like he should have on 2-0. Just got underneath it. Keep the barrel over the ball right here, and he can drive the ball right back up the middle, keep his front side in, put the ball in play hard is his goal.
Swing and a miss, and Plainfield East got away with a little something there. Christian Mitchell, the shortstop, was cutting to the bag. Schmidt went with the pitch, and now about 1,500 fans dressed in orange and white rise to their feet. Kelko skies this one, foul territory, and it comes back in play. Jake Eason couldn't handle it. We've seen that a couple of times today in that identical spot with the wind bringing it back into play.
Ball blowing right back, and another opportunity for Kelko.
And the fans come alive again.
Awesome atmosphere tonight in Joliet for the 4A title game.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 men on. Runners break. And Kelko goes down on strikes. Big strikeout by Gavin Schmidt. Strands 2. Will go to the bottom of the first inning. Plainfield East turn to pick up the sticks.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
This is how the Plainfield East batting order looks tonight in the championship game. Brady Lauk to lead things off. He is playing in left field after pitching in the first game today. Michael Bailey behind the plate, then Christian Mitchell is at short. Jake Eason hits in the cleanup spot, playing third base, the right fielder Ryan Skiba, followed by number 6 hitter Jacob Denton, a designated hitter batting for the pitcher Gavin Schmidt. Nathan Rudds at second, Bryce Atkins at first, and then Caden Dyer. He had a big game in the semis. He's in center. Defensively for Lake Park, it's Kent, Mason Bear, and Patton in the outfield. Panitza, Worcester, Max Bear, and Tommy Kelko at first. Danny Rollins behind the plate, and the pitcher, Jason Gutkowski.
He gets the ball, why not? 7-0 record, 1.78 earned run average, 48 punchouts. Crazy, just 5 base on balls on the season, 43 and a third innings pitched.
Delivers the ball in the first pitch to Brady Lauk, sophomore. Lauk has made a commitment to Notre Dame. We saw why in the first game today, a left-handed pitcher. Hits in that leadoff spot. Lauk today had a hit after picking up 3 hits in that super sectional win, a huge 3-0 win over Brother Rice. Hits this one on a line to left field. That's over the left fielder's head. Kent can't handle it. Lauk will head to second. He's being waved to third. Throw comes all the way through, and that's a triple for Brady Lauk.
Brady Lauk took a fastball, left-handed, slants off the bat. The ball spins back over the head of Kent. Ball to the left side, goes to the left side. And once he got the ball over the head of Kent, it was on to the races. A leadoff triple, and Lake Park going to pull their infield in early on.
Second batter of the game for Plainfield East. You said you've got 4 infielders playing on the grass. Michael Bailey, senior catcher, leans over the plate. Wraps it to the second baseman, holds the runner at third, throw to first, 1 gone. So the infield in, gets the out right there and holds the runner at third.
1 more to get before they can play it back. They'll have to go through the dangerous Christian Mitchell to try to hold this run in the first inning, as Plainfield East has a leadoff triple trying to get on the board first.
Max Bayer, the second baseman, did a good job of looking the runner back. And one of the keys to looking the runner back is stare them in the eye. Make eye contact. That will freeze them. Well, here's Mitchell. He rubs this one, base hit, and Plainfield East going to have the early 1-0 lead. No doubt about it from Christian Mitchell, picking on the first pitch from Gutkowski.
First ball, fastball, honey, he got it. Loaded up the backside, put his head down, drop the barrel over it, and just lace the ball over the drawn-in infield and shortstop Chris Wooster. And the Bengals take a leadoff triple and a solid single, parlay it into an early lead.
Cleanup hitter is Jake Eason. Throw over to first, Mitchell back easily. This will stay in play. Tough play, though. Kelko can't handle it. Second baseman Max Bayer may have had the better angle, but he had a long run to get there.
Pretty good job by Gutkowski getting that ball up there in a hurry. He did it from time he lifted his foot to the time it got to home plate in 1.13. Now what that does is that sends a message at first base to Christian Mitchell. You better pick a proper pitch to run on. He's going to look for what he thinks is a breaking ball.
Eason checked into the tournament with just a .243 average, but with power. 7 doubles, 3 home runs. Quickly, Eason down in the count, 0-2.
Somewhat unorthodox batting stance. It's a close stance up front as he checks his signs, and his feet are very close together. He didn't want to be spread out about foot shoulder width apart, but he knows he's balanced from that position.
Mitchell the lead. A semi pitch out there. Ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Mitchell is a stolen base threat. Rollins behind the plate. Mitchell fakes a break, and Eason fouls that one off his foot. Plainfield East, 13th seed in their sectional. They were 5-12 on May 15th, just over a month ago, 5-12, and here they are playing in front probably 1,500 of their fans. Evens it up at 2-2.
Had to come from behind twice in their sectional, once against Nico Valley, and then needed a big 6-run inning against Yorkville in the sectional final.
Eason waits on it, slicing to short right field. Patton is there. 2 gone. Number 5 hitter Ryan Skibo will look to move Mitchell along from first base.
And actually going back to that Yorkville game, they got 8. So add on a couple more to my mistake, but you get the idea. A little bit of cardiac kids in the sectional.
Mitchell with the early break. Rollins never had a chance. Ball into center field. Mitchell didn't see it. But a stolen base for Christian Mitchell. He took a walking lead. He had about 4 steps before Gutkowski delivered home.
Yeah, base pass, of course, 90 feet, and he probably only had to steal about 70 of those.
So he's in scoring position. They'll count 1-0 to Skiba. Tough Sunfield now for the right fielder, Patton, shading his eyes on every pitch. Second baseman, Max Bayer. That sun coming right over the top of the second level here at DuPage Medical Group Field.
Think the speed of Christian Mitchell can bother a pitcher?
Nobody holding him on second as of yet. Skiba will take it for a strike, 2-1.
See, what you got to do is make him stop his feet. Mitchell just continues to have movement. Very quiet, but toward third base to get a running start.
Third baseman Finizza, and across, and that will end the inning. The Plainfield East strikes first. A triple from Brady Lauke's driven home on a single by Christian Mitchell at the end of one in your 4A championship. Plainfield East, the 1-0 lead over Lake Park. Dan Colucci is the head coach for Lake Park, 440 wins in his 22nd season. As we mentioned earlier, a third-place trophy in 2018. His team won 8 in a row to start the season, and then came the turning point, according to Colucci, back-to-back losses to Hersey and Batavia. And he said that was kind of a wake-up call, kind of refocused us. I should say so. Since those two losses, 25-2.
Yeah, they're a little bit of a roll right now, of course. They've won 11 in a row and 18 of 19 during that streak. The only loss coming on May 21st to Wheaton Warrenville South.
Giacomo Finizza. The last time he batted this season came in the bottom of the 8th inning in the second semifinal game today. He had the walk-off single to give Lake Park 6-5 win over O'Fallon and punched their ticket to this championship game, and he was looking to go deep on that one.
He had a 4 out of 4 in the super sectional, got on base a couple times in the semifinals today, so he is on a hitter's high.
Hits this one high, deep down the left field line, giving chase is Lauk, and it drops just in front of the 348 sign. That ball is carrying today, and it carries for a double, and it's leading off the second for Giacomo Finizza.
Hitter's high, right on cue. He sends that ball deep down the left field line. That was hit in the air about 330 feet, rolled to the corner at the 348 mark in left field, and a great start for the Lancers with Finizza taking the club into his own hands offensively.
Brian Patton, the right fielder, looks for his signs from Dan Colucci in that third base coach's box. There's not an easy out in this Lake Park lineup. Looking to bunt. Yeah, that's a deep foul back out of play about 15 rows up.
Dan Colucci raises both hands and says, relax. And he's going to remind his player, catch it with the bat. Don't punch it with the bat. Get the top half of the ball, get the ball to go down onto this turf.
Pulls it back in time. Patton, a .310 batting average.
See if Michael Bailey and Christian Mitchell connect on a throw behind if this bunt up temp goes through to the catcher.
Another popped up bunt. Another pop-up bunt into the stands. And Dan Colucci says that's got to be a strike. That's twice here that Patton has bunted pitches that may have been out of the zone.
He's still up in the box. He's still up off the bottom of the bat. If you're going to bunt twice, you bunt 3 times. Here's he going to slash.
He pulled it back to right field. Skiba is there. He'll make the catch. And at second base, Finizza did not tag.
Dan Colucci telling him, pointed to his head, pointed to right field, said, you ought to be here.
1 out to Max Bayer, twin brother of Mason Bayer. Max, the second baseman. Bayer brothers are juniors. Big swing, and Schmidt pours that fastball right by him.
Bayer brothers, a nice surprise. Moved in from York after last season. Both of them integral parts of this Lake Park program.
Time is called in the batter's box as requested by Max Bayer. Saw the activity out at second base with Mitchell. That's about the third time here with Christian Mitchell that he has been hanging around that second base bag as Schmidt is delivering, which opens up a huge gap on the left side of that infield. He went.
And Fanitza not tagging. Oh, they checked it and said he did not go.
Ooh.
Interesting.
All right.
Changes that at bat. Just like the lack of a tag up changed the whole defense, they would have been drawn in. So the plays within the plays, the minute details, the minutia of a game.
Bayer lofts this time Panizza tags. Nice sliding catch, slickly done by Caden Dyer.
Caden Dyer off the sound of the bat in the sun. Now he was running away from the sun, but had to know there was a man on base, slid to the turf to make that catch, and he had to have sprinted somewhere close to 20, 25 yards to take that ball away. Fortunately for him, that ball hung up a long time.
To the number 9 hitter, the designated hitter, Nick Wolf. Wolf had one of the biggest hits in the semifinal game today. His team was trailing 3-0 with 2 outs. He had 2 strikes on him the second inning, and he ripped a 2-run single to pull Lake Park right back into the game. He's got a chance to duplicate that here. Sky high. Who wants it? Eason calling for it. He's called off by Mitchell, and that will retire the side. A leadoff double by Giacomo Fanizza, and that is where he stayed. He never moved off the bag at second base. Plainfield East gets out of it, and they'll take a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the second.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
Limestone walls of Joliet Central High School soaking up the sunlight here in Joliet, the backdrop of our IHSA Class 4A State Baseball Finals.
Beautiful setting in downtown Joliet. There's been some good players play on this turf.
Leading it off here in the bottom of the second inning for Plainfield East is Jacob Denton, the designated hitter. Jason Gutkowski on the mound. Very quickly, Gutkowski gets up on Denton. 0-2.
Gutkowski gets the ball and wants to pitch. I love the way he works.
A little hesitation in that delivery, and it's ringing it up for a strike.
Gutkowski, watch him. You call that pitch so accurate, that little hesitation. But he takes just a real short jab type of slide, back step, to square his back foot, and then he delivers, working from the first base side of the rubber.
Junior second baseman Nathan Rudd. Number 7 hitter in the order for Adam O'Reel. O'Reel in his 10th season, 189 victories. Former All-State in football, baseball at Providence Catholic High School. That's just down the street from where we are coming to you from. Rudd looks at it. Looks
Hey,
at the ball, 1-1.
Member of 3 Providence State Championship football teams. Played for Matt Sefner there, and Mike Napoleon and Joe Rodagero in baseball. He's been around some iconic coaches, if you will.
Not surprising that Adam O'Reilly was quarterback. He's running the show here at Plainfield East. And talk about somebody who has navigated a tough situation. This one's ripped foul. Plainfield East started out this season 5-12. On May 15th, what were you doing on May 15th? Just a little over a month ago. Plainfield East 5-12. Yeah, O'Reilly and the team did not let the ship sink. This goes out to center field. Mason Bear comes hard, but can't get there. That ball falls for the 3rd hit of the night for the Bengals. Even when times were tough, including a 7-game losing streak, Plainfield East, their players just kept coming to practice and had fun. They didn't hang their heads, they just had fun, and whatever was going to happen, happened. And since this run has taken place here in the state tournament, they have just kind of looked around in wonderment.
Just playing a game for the love of the game, and then all of a sudden caught fire. Lost their last 3 regular season games after getting back to 500 against quality opponents Yorkville, Lockport, and Providence.
Bryce Atkin playing first base in this game tonight.
Won their first game of the regional as a 13 seed, upsetting Oswego, and that started the roll.
So that tournament run, you said Oswego, then Plainfield Central, Neuqua Valley and Yorkville in the sectional, Brother Rice in the super sectional, Hananiga here in the semifinals. And Adam O'Reilly said he was most nervous about the first game, the game against Oswego.
Yeah, he thought that Oswego, the brand of ball they play, bunt, hit and run, slash, put a lot of pressure on his team. He didn't know if they were ready for that after a 3-game losing streak, but they answered the bell and took off from there.
You know what's impressive after seeing East for 7 innings here in the semifinals, now in the 2nd inning here in the championship game, is you would never think that this was a team that would be rattled. They have played with poise and confidence. A 13th seed playing for the state title. And that doesn't mean 13th in the state, okay?
Not 13th ranked, 13th seed.
Count 3-0 to Atkin. Taking all the way. Lights are turned on here at DuPage Medical Group Field.
Great count to run on if you have confidence in your hitter in this situation. See if you get a throw over.
Runners first and second with 1 out. Gutkowski's first walk. Reached the number 9 hitter in the order.
We have not seen a ton of walks today in 3 games and 2 innings. I don't have the number in front of me, so I can't quote that. But what I can tell you is walks that have been allowed all day have scored consistently.
Say we reached the number 9 spot in the order. That belongs to Caden Dyer, and what a ball game this guy had today. Caden Dyer, in his first at bat, put his team on top in the semifinals with a home run to left, a shot. He followed that up later with another RBI. And he's going to get a rip here. Runner at second, Rudd had to hold momentarily, and he'll have to hold at third. Oh, a great throw from center field. Keeps him there, but the Bengals have the bases loaded.
Good job by third base coach Adam O'Reilly, who saw that flight of the ball and held up. And getting that ball in a hurry was Mason Bayer. And as he made that throw, and it was a fine one. He went back. He's holding his knees right now in center field. Does that base running situation continue to bother him as he is squatting down into center field, obviously in pain, as Dan Colucci comes to the mound to settle his team.
Back to the top of the order when we resume. Brady Lauk, he tripled over the head of left fielder Jackson Kent in the first inning. in the bottom of the second. Long conversation on the mound. The conversation near the third base bag breaks up. Rudd, Atkin, Dyer. The 7, 8, 9 hitters have all reached.
There's always 2 or 3 critical situations in a game. This is critical situation number 1 for both teams.
Lauk on the season, a 384 average. And this is outside. So the defense that Dan Colucci has elected to play here is we're going to play our corners tight. Our shortstop is about halfway. Second baseman shaded up the middle and a little bit deep. Lauk hits this ball in the nose. Center fielder Bear goes back. He's not going to get it. Rudd will score. Atkin behind him. It's a bases loaded double for the sophomore Brady Lauk.
Lauk puts a charge in that ball. He's not a big fella, but he carries a big time stick as he just drove that ball into left center field. Not a chance for the speedy Mason Bear to run it down. And the Bengals looking to bite a big inning.
3-0 early. And now the infield in close for Michael Bailey. The last 2 times Brady Lauk has swung the bat, he has tripled into the left field corner, doubled to left center. Takes his lead at second. Caden Dyer at third. Bailey at the plate will take ball 2.
Plainfield East already with a good inning, 2 on the board. They can make it a great inning if they can plate these 2 left on base now.
3 balls, no strike. Oh, that's called strike. The way the actions of our catcher Danny Rounce thought it might have been a little bit low. Instead, 2-1.
Michael Bailey thought it was low too, the batter. Shook his head in a little bit of disbelief. That ball looked like it was down.
Bailey waves at that breaking ball. Gutkowski, one of his out pitches is that good curveball. Here's a big pitch right here on 2-2. Souvenir.
Good battle by Bailey to foul that off. That was an off-speed pitch.
Bailey looking to atone for a 4-strikeout game in the semifinal.
Could stay on top of a fastball here and drive it over the hands of Bailey. You could get yourself a strikeout.
We will go to a full count with 1 out. If you're a Plainfield East fan, you're standing. You may have paid for a ticket to sit in one of these seats. You're on your feet now. Bailey checks the swing. They'll appeal. He did not go, and the bases once again are loaded. The second walk of the inning. And here comes Coach Colucci back out.
And they had no time for Emily to warm up. And he's going to make some moves anyway.
Shuffling a few people around. See if we can get all those changes for you.
Kobe Keats is in the game. Jackson Kent came out of the game. Tommy Kelko coming in to pitch. It appears. We'll make sure they do that officially.
Keats played left field in the first game, did not bat. Kelko to the mound. He finished up the game today.
Kelko finished the game, so this will be his 12th appearance on the hill. 7-1 record. Or did he get the win today, right?
He ended up getting the win. He gave up a couple of runs, actually that tied the game. In the 7th inning, he walked a couple batters. They both scored, but he came on and retired the side in order in the 8th.
Yeah, so he did indeed pick up that win. Well, these call that a vulture win, right? 8-1 now his record improves to in those 43 and a third innings pitched. 1.35 earned run average. And he's got a job to do, and that's to keep his team within striking distance.
Jackson Kent will move to first base from left field. So your defensive changes. Keats comes in the order basically for Jason Gutkowski. Now, Gutkowski is being hit for, so Keats will occupy that spot in the order. He's playing left. The left fielder, Kent, moved to first. Tommy Kelko goes from first to the mound. At the plate, the number 3 hitter for Plainfield East, that's Christian Mitchell.
Now he's got the bases loaded, double play depth, yet he's working from the windup. Interesting, because runners will get a bigger lead out of the windup.
Number 3 hitter Christian Mitchell. Chance to open up this game early. Ooh, and he was looking to do it in a big way.
Like his aggressiveness. Now with the windup, base runners walking lead, you have to be very aware of Danny Rollins throwing behind, especially to first base here.
Mitchell to right field. This ball's tagged pretty well. Patton makes the catch. Tagging at third is Dyer. And that's a sacrifice fly, and that's the 4th run of this game for Plainfield East. They lead it 4-0.
Mitchell hit that ball hard, did his job, got it elevated, drives in a run, and getting a bunch of fist bumps in the third base dugout.
Plainfield East has taken some pretty good rips here against Gutkowski, and that one there against Kelko. Jake Eason's the 8th Bengal to come to the plate here in the 2nd.
Adam O'Reilly yells to his first base coach, Luke Collins, make sure he's alive at first base to his base runner.
What that means, you have Kent playing behind the runner. Runners first and second. The lefty on the mound, a pickoff behind that runner at first, a distinct possibility. Eason didn't come close to that one. Flew out to right field at last inning. That's strike 2.
That's Kelko in his brief appearance here, second hitter he's faced. That's his most efficient. That was a nasty breaking ball that went right down.
He'll get Eason. So Kelko comes in, only allows a sacrifice fly. However, 3 runs cross the plate on 3 hits. One of them a bases loaded double by Lauken at the end of 2 innings. It's a 4-0 lead for Plainfield East over Lake Park.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
You're watching live coverage of the IHSA Baseball Championships on the NFHS Network. NFHSnetwork.com/IHSA is your destination for the most comprehensive coverage of Illinois high school playoff action.
I'll tell you what, Plainfield East, they bring their school community together from the likes of Plainfield, Romeoville, and Bolingbrook. You take those 3 communities that they draw from, and they brought all 3 of those communities to DuPage Medical Group Field here in Joliet tonight because there's quite a turnout.
The other aspect of that is several communities have their local youth programs that they all work together, funnel into the high school program. Here, 3 distinct communities. So once they get to high school, they learn the Plainfield East system. Top of the order here in the top of the third, Mason Bear to lead things off for the Lancers from Lake Park, and he still is not comfortable as he kind of does a little hop after fouling that pitch off.
No, he's playing with guts right now. He has not felt good since that run to first base. Had to chase down a couple balls in the outfield that he did not look comfortable with.
He's fouled a couple off. Gavin Schmidt on the mound. He's been staked to a 4-0 lead.
If you joined us this afternoon and watched some of the baseball game, you see, boy, these Lake Park hitters, they look like clones. They're big, they're strong, they're aggressive. They all hit from open stances, and they attack.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Plainfield East, the 4-run lead after 2. Now, if you're with us for the 3A championship ball game, similar situation. Springfield, the visiting team, as this ball is hit to short, deep for Mitchell. Didn't get him. And with that, Bayer gets an infield single, but he also kind of hops along after he crosses the bag. And Springfield trailed 6-0. And that was after 2 innings before coming back to win 8-7. Congratulations to the Senators, the 3A champions, 2A champions Freeburg, and South Central won it all in 1A. 1A and 2A played at Illinois State University, and they're going to get a runner here for Bayer.
That runner will be Frankie Friaco, and I'm going to tell you what, if you run for Mason Bayer with his speed, that does indeed tell Dan Colucci, who had yelled over to his assistant coach Kevin Johnson, is he okay? And the answer was no.
We'll see how things play out defensively in the bottom half of this inning, but it's a leadoff single from Bayer that brings Danny Rollins to the plate. Furcano,
yep.
Short lead at first.
Yeah, he has shortened that lead just a bit. They need more than him.
Long set here for Schmidt. So we have seen Brady Lauk, Christian Mitchell, and now Gavin Schmidt for Plainfield East. Those are 3 really good arms.
And to piggyback on that, I know I'm going to be close. I think Lauk would have like 24 pitches if they went with that. And Mitchell only a few handfuls, so he could go as long as they would need him to be. So they have the depth coming into this game.
Two 2-0 to Danny Rollins. Bounced out first to the pitcher his first time up. Lake Park with 3 hits. They were held to just 5 hits in the 8-inning win earlier today.
Team batting average well into the 300s coming into the tournament.
2-1. Rollins gets the sign, steps back in. Chases. 2-2.
See Gavin Schmidt when he gets ready to get into the set position, steps on the rubber. Watch how open he keeps his shoulder. Open up right there so he can get a peek over his shoulder to the base runner right there. And now he can't turn that shoulder.
Still stays slightly open when he takes that set. Rollins looks at it low. 3-2 and nobody gone here in the top of the third inning as Lake Park looks to answer the 4 runs that Plainfield East has put on the board in the first 2 innings.
Lake Park just needs to dent this inning. Don't need to get them all back, but just chip into this lead. Get 1 or 2 and they're back in the ball game.
Down goes Rollins. Second strikeout of the night for Schmidt. The first out of the inning. Now Chris Worcester, he singled his last time up. Fisted one into short left field. Stands deep in that batter's box with the open stance. Once again, they throw to Fricano. A bit more attention paid to Fricano than necessary.
Probably at this point. Full focus home. Get yourself a batter. He's dangerous enough as he is Worcester.
And breaks one off right there.
You mentioned deep in the box. Yes, he is. His right foot is back on the white. The benefit of that is to be able to track the baseball longer. The tough part is to get a breaking ball like that. It has more room to break more down.
Fastball outside edge. No balls, 2 strikes.
Up off the bottom with 2 strikes. Great hitters make that adjustment. Worcester classified as a great hitter.
There goes Fricano. Picked the pitch to run on. So Dan Colucci figured he'd get an off-speed pitch, get a pitch out of the zone. Fricano's at second base.
Fricano went to second and started walking back to first. He thought it might have been a foul ball, and Dan Colucci almost had to go tackle him and send it back to second.
Worcester stays alive. Well, if Dan Colucci had gone and tackled him, that would have made a few viral videos. Good spot. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
I really like the pitch selection by Plainfield East there. People might think, again, pattern-wise, breaking ball, so they try to mix up that pattern, pitch a bit backwards.
Chris Worcester really working this count. He's taking it all the way to 3-2.
He tracked that changeup all the way, kept his hands back. Good take.
To the left side, and Mitchell, he's going to have to hurry again. Not in time. The second time this game that Chris Worcester has beaten out a ball to short. Fricano stayed at second, first and second, 1 out.
Well, we saw 2 excellent athletes involved in that play. Athlete 1, Worcester, just beating it down the line, showing speed that will make him a Division I player. And 2, Christian Mitchell attacking that baseball, throwing across his body to get it over. Doesn't get the call on a bang-bang play.
Number 4 hitter in the order, Jackson Kent bats. 4 home runs on the season. And a home run cut right there.
Right on that foul ball back. Might see a change up here. If he locates it down, he'll be in good shape. If he leaves one up, watch out.
He looks at a strike. Schmidt on top, no balls and 2 strikes.
That actually was indeed the changeup, and he actually got the ball where he needed to, down and away.
Bailey lined up a bit outside, and Kent goes fishing. Up at the bill of his cap. 2 outs in the inning, the second strikeout of the inning.
about changing the eyes of a hitter. Slow, low with a changeup that was taken. Then he climbs the ladder above the hands and gets the swing strike out of the zone.
Now it's Kelko. He struck out his first time up. To left field. Lauk is there, and the inning comes to an end. For the third consecutive inning, Lake Park strands a runner at second base. They are scoreless through 3, and Plainfield East will hit with a 4-0 lead in the bottom of the third.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At nfhslearn.com, you can find over 70 courses, including more than 30 free courses, such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. To learn more, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
To purchase a DVD keepsake copy of today's event, click on the blue Get the DVD button directly under your event video player, or click on the Buy a DVD button on the top right-hand corner of the NFHS Network website. You can also click the digital copy button under the event video player to download a digital copy of this event right to your computer. We start the bottom of the third inning. The only person who did not bat last inning, Ryan Skiba, will start things off against Tommy Kelko. Skiba with the ground out. That came against the starter, Jason Gutkowski. Short left field, tough play. And coming up with it is Chris Worcester.
Ooh. Wow, was that a great catch. Coming hard from left field, not a chance to make a play. Coming hard from center field, not a chance to make the play. Going deep from shortstop, and a great catch flying to his backside was Chris Worcester.
Boy, did he cover some ground to get out into short left field. More like normal depth of left field. One gone to Jacob Denton. He started last inning by striking out looking. And then 3 straight batters from the bottom of the order reached before Brady Lauk doubled in 2 of them. Denton batting for the pitcher, Gavin Schmidt. Kelko over the top, misses on that one. Kelko gets that ball, gets right back on the rubber. Well, to say that Denton was fooled would be an understatement.
That was a quick at bat.
Now batting for Plainfield East.
2 quick outs here in the inning. Nathan Rund singled and scored last inning. Watch Kelko following each pitch. He just spins around, heads right back to the rubber. Walks backwards, foot on the rubber, run ready to go. Fly ball, short right field. And a leaping grab made by Max Bayer. 7 seconds between pitches, and that makes for a quick inning. We've played 3 complete here in your 4A championship game, in Plainfield East on top of Lake Park, 4-0.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
Gavin Schmidt takes the hill here to start the fourth inning. He's living on the edge. The last two innings, leadoff batter reached second base with nobody out. But Lake Park remains scoreless. 4 hits on the night for the Lancers. 1 walk allowed by Schmidt. He has struck out 3. And he will be facing Giacomo Fanizza, Brian Patton, and Max Bayer. That is 6, 7, 8 in the Lancers order. Fanizza's really swung a good bat here today. He doubled deep down the left field line last time he came to the plate. Lights have not yet taken effect here. Sun no longer a factor.
Fanizza came in with that 4-for-4 super sectional performance, hitting .319. I mean, he looks like a 5,000 hitter when he steps to the plate right now.
Very confident. This is skied back behind home plate. It falls right below us here at DuPage Medical Group Field. We coming to you at the suite level. That's SUITE level, though a few cookies up here. May call it the suite level in another form.
SUITE, but it's also pretty SWEET broadcasting from here.
Looking right down on it. You know, as much as all the other sports that you and I do, there's nothing like looking at a baseball field from this vantage point.
You can see all the action, the expanse of all the action.
Fanizza, oh, this is straight up the chute. Bailey wants no part of it. Schmidt makes the catch. I'll tell you what, that is about as tough as it gets for a pitcher.
Bailey put his hands up from the catching spot, basically both hands saying, I don't see it, I don't see it. And Schmidt came off the hill and caught it one hand above his head like, no big deal.
1 gone to Patton. Schmidt delivers. Patton will take a strike. Ryan Patton flew out to right field, his last appearance. Very quickly, no balls, 2 strikes. Schmidt changing speeds, changing locations. He's getting it. He's ready to throw. Just misses there.
He took 10 seconds between pitches. So we have 2 pitchers every 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds. They're putting the ball back in play the way the game should be played.
Patton. Eason. He should have put that one in his pocket, and what a great play by Atkin over at first base. He had Skiba, the right fielder, backing it up. But that could have been trouble. An infield single. That is the 3rd infield single today by Lake Park. 3 of their 5 hits.
Atkin had to roam about, 6, 8 feet off of first base to basically smother that ball and prohibit it from going into right field and allowing Patton to get an extra base or 2.
Brings up the 8-hitter, Max Bayer. He flew out to center. Short lead for Atkin. Bayer gets after the first one. Defensive alignment brings the center fielder, Caden Dyer, very shallow. Left fielder as well, Lauk shallow. Right fielder, Skiba, normal depth. Schmidt jumps on top very quickly of Max Bayer. No balls and 2 strikes. Patton the short lead at first. We've seen both Kelko and Schmidt work quickly from the windup. For Schmidt, not so much once he gets into the stretch. Well, he just brought the heater to the park and blew it past Bear. His fourth strikeout, his second out of the inning.
So tough to catch up to. He's a live fastball with four seams riding upward when the ball goes above your hand. So tough and tantalizing. You can't lay off it, but you can't catch up to it.
Nick Wolf at the plate. There goes Patton. The throw from Bailey. And once again, sliding on the backside results in a stolen base for the Lancers. This time, it's Brian Patton.
Pretty good release by Michael Bailey, the catcher. Christian Mitchell came in front of the base and tried to tag backwards.
I think Bailey's asking about an interference call. And they will bring our three umpires together once again. Rob Hacker, Ryan Verver, and Mike Outen. Bailey had his mask off and he was talking to Hacker. A swing by Wolf. According to Bailey, interfered with his throw. I don't think it's going to go his way. Down 4-0 here with 2 outs. It's a pretty big run right there just to chip away, and now the explanation will come here to the third base side. No call. We play on.
Yeah, suffice it to say, Trace chasing 4, a run would be huge, but I'll take that one step farther. Lake Park can't chase anymore. They can't let Plainfield East get the 5 or 6 run lead this late in the game.
2-0 to Wolf, number 9 hitter in the order.
That's why picking this one up with 2 outs would be absolutely huge for the Lancers.
Mason Bear had re-entered the game. Remember the last time he batted, he beat on an infield hit. However, based on an injury he suffered on the first at bat, he was taken out for a pinch runner. He's on deck. Count goes to 3-1.
21 RBIs on the season for Nick Wolf. He badly seeking to get a fastball for RBI number 22.
He's going to hit with the full count here as Schmidt battles back. Plainfield East fans urging their team on. But a walk will put runners at first and second. That's the second walk that Schmidt has allowed. Now the question is, do they want to run for Wolf here with 2 outs? Top of the order, Mason Bayer up. And they will run for Wolf. It'll be Victor Alvarez.
And I agree with that move, and people are going to say, okay, well, they can't run for him in the 7th inning, what have you. Well, yes, they can. They can run for him again. If it was that late in the ball game, it'd be a do-or-die situation, and they just have to remove him from the game. You can re-enter once, so he'll be back in. If he gets back on base in a key situation, they would run again, and then he'd be not eligible for any more play.
They're banking on Mason Bear being able to move Alvarez around the bases here. Patton at second. Bear hits this one on the nose. The center coming hard is Dyer. And that will close out the inning. And that will become the 4th consecutive inning that Lake Park has left a runner at second base. They have zeros on the board. Plainfield East will bat. We're halfway home. 4-0 Bengals over the Lancers. Thank you for watching today's ball game and all our playoff action. Today's game is also available for all subscribers via the NFHS Network Live mobile app. You can get that for Apple and Android devices. Download the app from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store today to start watching live games wherever you are. 4-0 lead, hitting in the bottom of the fourth inning. Bryce Atkin to get things started. Last time Atkin came to the plate, he was facing Jason Gutkowski. First time he's seen Tommy Kelko. Atkin walked and scored. It was in the second. And just a little bit too quick here from Kelko.
Now, Atkin only has 4 hits all year. But here he is in the state title game. He has a run scored. That just shows anybody can contribute at any time. And if you're going to get to the championship game, you need that kind of contributions deep in your depth chart for any team that's a championship caliber contender.
Atkins now ready. Kelko swing and a miss on a tailing fastball. I believe one of the discussions they had in that Plainfield East dugout is let's see if we can disrupt the rhythm of Kelko. Comes with an overhand curve.
Christian Mitchell warming up in the Bengal Plainfield East bullpen. Smart move. He will not come in, I don't think. No need to, but he'll be ready.
Down on strikes goes Atkin. Third strikeout by Tommy Kelko brings up Caden Dyer. What a Saturday Dyer has had. He is a triple shy of the cycle. Had a home run, a double. In the first game, he singled in a run. He has 3 RBIs today.
And a couple diving catches in center field. The last one to end the inning, sliding to the turf for the out number 3.
Dyer, the senior. Hits this one hard. Catch is made in center.
Next batter for Plainfield East, the left fielder, number 4, Brady Lauk.
Mason Bear, I believe, still out there and still trying to tend to his bothersome lower body leg injury. Sprinted to that ball and caught it with ease.
Brady Lauk with 2 outs. Lauk, a triple and a double tonight. A huge bases-loaded double in the second inning. Turned a 1-0 game into 3-0. Kelko thought he had one there. That ball registered on the speed gun that's out in right center field is 66 miles per hour.
Lauk was 3 out of 3 in the Super Section. He's 2 out of 2 here in the state championship.
And that one is a fair ball. And Lauk will be out at first. Kelko has come on in relief. He has retired 8 straight. So we will go to the 5th. 4-0, Plainfield East over Lake Park in your 4A title game from Joliet.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
TJ Cuto would much rather wear a Lake Park baseball uniform than a cowboy hat, but what an inspiration he has been to his team. TJ was diagnosed with testicular cancer. He had to undergo 12 weeks of chemotherapy. He had surgery just this past Tuesday, and yet here he is in Joliet supporting his team. And how tough it is for Cuto, not only for that, but he was on the state finals team as a freshman. So now he's leading in a different way.
Well, he does, and he's the emotional leader of that team. His student friends in purple, in respect to that cancer battle he's going through. When you see the dugout go crazy for the Lake Park Lancers, he's usually the one leading the cheers.
And he will cheer on Danny Rollins, who leads off the top of the 5th inning. Gavin Schmidt still on the hill, and Schmidt beats him with the fastball.
Yeah.
Rollins today 0 for 2.
And ironically, Rollins is taking the spot of Cuto. So, he's mentored him. The young catcher has learned from a good one.
2 pitches, 2 big swings, 2 strikes. That one may have been out of the zone. Talked about it all day about counting out. So you start counting at 9?
No, too many.
Okay.
Too many.
All right, 3 innings.
I'll tell you when.
Okay, 3 innings left here for Lake Park, chasing 4.
You said you only count 1. I understand.
Rollins sticks his bat out, and he's going to get a leadoff single out of it. Good 2-strike hitting for Danny Rollins.
Absolutely huge for Rollins, a sophomore, because he was in the hole 0-2, fouled one off. Actually had 2 different decent pitches to work with on 0-2. Schmidt might have wanted to see if he could have get him to chase.
Bring up the number 3 hitter, Chris Worcester. A couple of singles today. Fisted one into left field, then beat out a hit to shortstop. Rollins runs for himself. This one will spin foul onto the berm. And right there where first baseman Bryce Atkin was running, one of the young fans, had dropped a poster board over the edge of the railing there. And that is something that I think they may want to take care of. It's sitting on the warning track.
In play.
Yeah.
Worcester dropped his back shoulder trying to launch that ball. He'd make an adjustment. He's got to keep the barrel over the ball and drive it.
Keeping Rollins close. Couple of stolen bases tonight for the Lancers. This will be out of play as well. Now Schmidt has a count to work with here.
Yeah, the back shoulder slash, then the hands have dropped on the first 2 swings from Worcester, who has stayed on top of the ball for a couple of infield hit last time at bat.
And that was just a protect swing to make sure he didn't get rung up on a pitch that may have been just a little out of the zone.
This is the least comfortable he's looked in all his plate appearances today. Now, as I say that he's such a gamer, he might adjust, but the 3 swings hasn't looked attack mode.
Lays off that one, 1-2. 1 run in the first for Plainfield East, 3 in the second. And that's their 4. Lake Park has out-hit the Bengals. A 6-5 margin. Waves at strike 3. Well, you called it, Coach. That was not a comfortable at-bat for Chris Worcester.
No, he did not track the baseball all 5 pitches right there. Did not get a good pass on any of his swings. Very uncharacteristic of the great hitter he is.
Jackson Kent struck out on a pitch out of the strike zone his last time at the plate. Waves that bat menacingly above his left shoulder. Hits this one on the nose. Once again, there's Dyer. 2 outs. Tommy Kelko will look down to third base. The sign will be hit and find a hole. Gavin Schmidt continues to deal.
Michael Bailey staring into the third base dugout. Now takes his sign off his wristband.
There goes the runner, nearly got hit by the ball. Nathan Rudd on one half. 4-3 putout closes the top half of the fifth. Lake Park has had runners on base in every inning. Nobody has gotten past second. Plainfield East, the bat leading 4-0 in the bottom of the fifth.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
You're watching live coverage of the IHSA Baseball Championships on the NFHS Network. NFHSNetwork.com/IHSA is your destination for the most comprehensive coverage of Illinois high school playoff action. Dave Bernhardt, Mark Lindo from Joliet, 4A State Baseball Championship. An understatement to say the underdog Plainfield East Bengals leading here in the state championship ball game. We would have said underdog if we were announcing the first game of the regional.
That's true. They have been underdog quite clearly every single game. Not supposed to win. Not supposed to win. Not supposed to win. Not supposed to win. Two more times not supposed to win, and here they are.
Michael Bailey to lead off the bottom of the fifth.
Somebody forgot to tell them they're not supposed to win because they think they're supposed to right now.
They've just been playing, having fun, kind of looking around in amazement because even though you're seeing a team that is playing top quality baseball here early in the season, a 7-game losing streak, a 5-12 record, I don't think the thought was playing on the final day, the final minutes of the Illinois high school baseball season. Tommy Kelko on a mound to Bailey.
And you alluded to their season having fun. That comes from the top. That comes from Adam O'Reilly and staff to continue to allow the team to gain personality and character.
To the left side. This will be a long throw for Worcester. He makes it, gets Bailey by a step.
How about Worcester, how quickly, A, he got to the ball, but B, that ball hit the back of his glove on the backhand. Boom, it was gone. His release, outstanding shortstop play.
His counterpart at short, Christian Mitchell, will come to the plate. A couple of RBIs for Mitchell, had an RBI single in the first, a sacrifice fly in the second. Kelko ready to deal, here he comes. You know, Kelko is so quick between pitches, the scoreboard operator has a hard time keeping up on the balls and strikes. Yeah. Mitchell drives this one. Long, deep, off the wall. Mitchell, long strides, headed to third. He's standing up with a one-out triple.
Boy, did he accelerate and put that sprint into overdrive. You know what I liked about it? How hard he respects the game and plays hard. A lot of guys might have watched that ball, say he's going to go out. He was thinking sprint mode immediately for that triple off the wall. I love his game.
Jake Easton at the plate. Ooh, and the Plainfield East fans don't like it. They say, at least umpire Bob Hacker says he went on that swing. That's strike two. One out here in the fifth. Ball and 2 strikes. You mentioned it earlier. Chasing 4 is one thing. Chasing 5 this late in the game would be another.
Yeah, jailhouse.
Eason to right field. This is slicing away from the right fielder. It's down. Mitchell will score easily. Jake Eason, the big guy, pulls up at second, an RBI double. He looks to the sky, pounds his hands together. It's a 5-0 lead for Plainfield East.
Back-to-back extra base hits. Mitchell with his triple, using his speed, and then inside out, just fighting that ball. Eason down the right field line. They parlay back-to-back extra base hits into a 5-0 lead, commanding on the board and commanding in the minds right now from a confidence standpoint.
They'll run for Eason, and watch the reception he will get in front of his dugout. Cleanup hitter Jake Eason came into this tournament hitting just .243. That becomes his 8th double of the season.
Eason, just a junior, drove in Mitchell, who's just a junior. That was after Bailey, who is a senior, was on base. So they got some young guys. Of course, Lauka, sophomore, leading things off. I'm going to go back to Mitchell for a while. You know, you always talk about when we see games and they say football, basketball, whatever, he's a Division I prospect. Mitchell is, in my opinion, going to be followed as a professional prospect. He has all 5 tools, and he's just a junior and still going to grow into his body, into his knowledge of the game, and in the way he respects the game.
Jacob Fernstall running at second base for Jake Eason. Ryan Skiba at the plate. A 5-0 lead for Plainfield East. They're making Kelko wait. Kelko wants to talk to his catcher, Danny Rollins.
You're talking about Gavin Schmidt with the shutout thus far, basically shutting down one of the most powerful offenses in all of 4A baseball, if not of all the state of Illinois.
You know, that at bat by Eason, and that first strike that was called on, it was a swing that a lot of folks didn't believe was. He has a 2-strike count, and he drills it, spinning it away from the right fielder, Brian Patton. 1-1 the count to Ryan Skiba. Fernstall the lead at second. Skiba ropes this one up the middle. Fernstall hesitated for a moment. Now he's being waved on. The throw. Cut off. It's 6-0, an RBI single from Ryan Skiba. There was no hesitation from Adam O'Reilly. He was waving Fernstall all the way.
The line continues to move for the Bengals as their confidence level on a 1 to 10 is a 20.
The plate now is Jacob Denton. Well, you know, I said Fernstall hesitated going from second, third, making sure the ball was going to clear. Adam O'Reilly was waving all the way. I believe one of the reasons would be that the center fielder, Mason Bears, this ball goes out to short. Wooster for 1, the relay to first is not in time. I believe that Adam O'Reilly recognized that Bear did not have as good a wheels. He was injured on that very first play of his at bat, that he wasn't going to be able to attack that ball and maybe set himself as he normally would.
Yeah, he has shown grit, guile, character, all of the above, Mason Bear, to stay in this baseball game. He is visibly injured in this game, but has gutted it out.
Jacob Denton reaches on a fielder's choice, and this ball is going to go down. Nathan Rudd with the base hit. Denton heads to third with the throw, and nobody recovering second. But he falls off the bag. Nathan Rudd, good base running until he went past the bag. and he is tagged out there. That's the third out of the inning, but before that out is made, 2 runs have crossed the board. 3 straight hits, 2 for extra bases. We go to the 6th. Plainfield East, a 6-0 lead over Lake Park in the 4A title game.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At NFHSLearn.com, you can find over 70 courses, including more than 30 free courses, such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. To learn more, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
High school sports fans, never miss another game. Become a subscriber to the NFHS Network to watch live event coverage, game replays, and highlights from high school sporting events from across the country. Millions of athletes, thousands of games, one destination, NFHSNetwork.com. We are high school. We are going into the top of the 6th inning. 6-0. Are you counting outs yet?
Yes.
Okay.
I got 6. I'm going to start counting them. And I'm going to start counting them the way I approach this game with my pitching. He's got 2 fine pitchers backing up the fine performance that Gavin Schmidt has given him so far.
Giacomo Finizza to lead things off here in the top of the 6th inning. Plainfield Ace, a run in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the 5th. Lake Park has had runners. First 4 innings, they had runners reach second base. Nobody has gone beyond that. Schmidt working on that far left side of the rubber, misses to Giacomo Finizza. It's 2-2. Three and 2. Lake Park absolutely needs Finizza to reach base.
Dan Colucci down there trying to cheer his team out. You know, he missed 2 weeks of the regular season as he contacted COVID and had to leave his team. I know that was gut-wrenching for him not to be around.
Fouled out of play. Well, he requested to be FaceTimed in the dugout. He said, well, okay, that was fine. He said, except all I saw were guys in the dugout, bench players in the dugout eating seeds. Turn the camera.
Yeah.
I want to see the game.
I want to see a little bit better on my phone. That has to be terrible, having to watch your team from a small phone.
Finizza puts a charge into this one. Skiba going back. Off the wall. Finizza has been swinging a great bat all day. Doubles to lead off the 6th.
The game winner this morning. He's got 2 tonight. He had 4 in the super sectional.
That is quite a week for the third baseman from Lake Park. Brian Patton has a hit tonight. Lake Park fans not going away. Dan Colucci tells Patton, good cut. Let's get it down in your zone a little bit. No balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the 6th. Schmidt got that ball to the plate in a hurry.
Been in total command here tonight.
I don't think he wants to go any farther than this. 2-2.
And you mentioned that Lake Park's been in position to score just about every inning, if not every inning. But Schmidt has answered the bell along with his defense.
Good job by Patton to foul that one off.
That ball stayed on the same plane for quite a while. Want that ball to go down, get your fingers on top of it, finish your pitch.
Hard to Atkin. Can't handle it. The recovery, no, the ball's thrown away, and Lake Park is going to be on the board. Now the throw to second. Patton in trouble, and he's tagged out there. So a run scores, but Lake Park is up and out on the bases.
Well, let's pick that one apart. One, you have the error. Two, you have the good hustle play by the catcher backing things up. Three, you have a batter situation, batter runner that you need to know score and inning. Just be happy you're on first base with nobody out. Instead, they try to get a little bit too aggressive. In Plainfield East, we'll say thank you very much. We'll trade that run for an out.
One out in the inning, nobody on base. J.C. Allstedt will be the pinch hitter for Max Bayer. Allstedt, a junior, 302 average, 43 at-bats this year.
And again, let's go to fundamentals, the little things. How about the fact that Bailey backed that up? Catcher hustling to make a play. If he doesn't do so, there is a man on second and no one out.
Mitchell behind the bag. Out number 2.
Mitchell so silky smooth when he roams around at shortstop position.
Now batting for Lake Park, the designated hitter number 12, Nick Wolf.
Animal Rio and his coaching staff have been preaching, have a good time with this tournament run. Do not fear anything. Nick Wolf at the plate.
They believe in 3 E's: effort, enthusiasm, and execution. And we've seen all 3 of those today throughout the semifinal and thus far the championship.
In a 7-game losing streak in a span where Plainfield East lost 12 of 17 games, they were making 6 to 8 errors per game. And they have certainly cleaned it up. And this, I say this after the errors there. They come back, resilient, and now 1-2 to Wolf. The cheering and then followed by the as that ball's just a bit outside.
I'm going to throw it right back at you. Are you counting 4 outs now?
I am not.
No, not yet, huh?
I'm counting 1 out. I'm counting the last out of this inning.
Okay.
This could fall. It does. 2-out hit from Wolf. Boy, and how about that base running by Patton where he ran into the out at second base? How does that look now?
Huge.
Now batting for Lake Park, number 34, center fielder.
Now Dan Colucci, very much brilliantly in my opinion, leaves Wolf in. Because if they're going to end up coming back and tying or winning this game, they're going to need to get another at bat. And he would have to come around this inning for it to push the line.
This ball is driven by Bayer. And you can just trot around the bases. Mason Bayer, no need to exert yourself here. Mason Bayer has gone yard. It is 6-3.
Mason Bayer, I can't help it. A little bit of Kirk Gibson in him, right? Injured, and then a big home run. No, it's not a walk-off. But boy, that is a story in its own right. The competitive nature of the young man has this baseball game. Oh my, was that ball driven.
The only question was it going to have enough elevation. That was a bullet headed out of here.
And remember that Dan Colucci did indeed save Nick Wolf if he would ever come up again. He's hoping he does.
Well, they didn't need his base running skills as long as he touched all bases. And they'll leave Schmidt in there. Danny Rollins. He'll come to the plate. He has singled in 3 at-bats in this game.
Now we know Mitchell's got a lot in his tank pitching-wise. Lauk has pitches available. However, we don't know how he feels after that 81-pitch semifinal win here today.
How about Lake Park? Down by 6. They have cut it in half here in the top of the 6th inning. You really could not have asked for more if you're Lake Park fans and head coach Dan Colucci.
Yeah, you know, they have this, and they swing the bats with so much authority. No lead is ever safe. They get 2 outs and 2 on and home run.
Rollins on a 3-0 count. He's in the driver's seat. He will likely be taking right up on top of the plate. He'll have to stay there. He was trying to buy that 4th ball. Instead, it's 3-1.
And I don't know about Dan Colucci because he lets his guys swing free and easy, but I might take another one here.
Rollins, hard. Mitchell, he'll have no play. The inning continues for the Lancers.
And that's a KYP by Dan Colucci. Know your personnel. KYP, he knows what his player can handle a bat, and they turn the line over to arguably their best hitter.
Chris Wuster. And he will not be seeing Gavin Schmidt.
Gavin Schmidt with not a quality start, but a superlative start deep into this baseball game. And we knew that the young man was ready, and he's got a chance to come in and throw some seeds. And that would be Christian Mitchell, the junior, 4-1, 52 strikeouts in 42 innings coming in after the league performance. Walked only 13, 1.65 earned run average. Now go to the Dave Bernhardt school of thinking. He's got 1 out to get this inning. Close the door, because Lake Park, if they get so much closer, it will be a big-time, meaningful bottom of the 7th inning. Or top of the 7th, I'm sorry.
Sam Hansen has come into the game. He will be in the infield here, replacing Mitchell. No matter which side you were on, you knew it wasn't going to be easy. You play a full 7.
We do indeed have a championship atmosphere here tonight.
Sam Hansen will move to second base, come into second base. And Nathan Rudd will go to shortstop for the Bengals.
Now at second base.
Well, this is going to be a great matchup right here. Mitchell against Worcester.
Now batting for Lake Park, Chris Worcester.
Rollins at first. He kept this inning alive.
I think you're going to get a first ball fastball. I think Worcester is going to be ready for it. Can he catch up to it?
He looks at ball 1. Down the third base line. Eason, that's the best he can do. He keeps it in the infield, and the inning continues. And the tying run comes to the plate here in the top of the sixth in the form of Jackson Kent. Oh my goodness.
Jackson Kent does have 4 long balls on the season. He can drive a ball, and he's going to get an opportunity.
Speed gun registers 87 on that fastball from Mitchell.
He can tip it at 8 or 9 or 90, but he's got to make sure he still has a loose wrist, a loose grip. He doesn't want to muscle that ball.
Right on the inside corner. A ball and a strike, 2 outs here in the 7th.
You know that he anticipated being in this game late in the game if it was a game situation. So he was indeed, Christian Mitchell, ready for this.
Kent back in. This is a base hit. It's going to be extra bases down the right field line. Rollins will score. Wester, he's being waved. It's a 1-run ball game.
There were 2 outs and 1 run in. And the score at that point was 6-1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Lancers have hit safely since then. 4 of them have scored. 1's on second base. The inning's alive, and so is their fans and dugout.
9th man to the plate is Tommy Kelko. The tying run is at second base. Strike 1 to Kelko.
Every pitch the rest of this game is going to be huge for both teams.
Squirts away from Bailey. And Kent will move to third. "90 feet away from a tie in the top of the 6th. Big cut from Kelko. And Bailey got dinged on that one.
This is fun. Nothing better than IHSA state championships. The thrill, no matter what the sport.
What a way to close out the year. My goodness.
Everyone in this ballpark is on their feet.
They are.
Both sides. Everybody's up.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Kelko. Kelko will go down swinging. Both sides roaring. Plainfield East, because they got out of it, they'll go to the bottom of the 6th with the lead. But Lake Park, they put 5 on the board, turn a 6-0 deficit. They're down just 6-5. We'll go to the 6th, East with a 1-run lead.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
If you write a script, you'd be hard-pressed to top the drama that we have cooking here right now.
What a fun one it has been. You know, we mentioned throughout, you know, Lake Park's got to score next. Plainfield East kept edging. And they put that 2 up in the bottom of the 5th, and you really thought they were in the driver's seat. But we had mentioned it throughout. Lake Park just too good of hitting team to lay down. They have 12 hits up on that big board out there. And now they're in contention. They need a 0 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Jacob Hanley will bat for Bryce Atkin here as we start the bottom of the 6th inning. Kelko still on the mound for Lake Park. Hanley, a senior, 7 hits and 29 at-bats this year.
And if he can get on base, we know how good Caden Dyer's been today. I was going to say to set up a bunt for the 9-hitter, but not necessarily the way Dyer is handling the bat. You got to let him go.
Kelko on the mound needs to stay within himself here. Two 2-0 to Handley. He got a 2-0 cut right there.
No doubt we have, what, 2,500 people here tonight, if not more. And they are loud.
Hanley goes through it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. Number 8 spot in the order. Good job by Rollins to smother that just in case Hanley had taken a cut at it. 3-2.
Got it back even to what should be a fastball count.
He goes breaking pitch, and he gets it.
Gutsy pitch that was executed perfectly on a would-be fastball count. Flat out froze him, and I can understand why.
He froze me.
Yeah, a great pitch, just a great pitch.
Caden Dyer will hit with 1 out. Looking ahead to the top of the 7th inning, it will be 6, 7, 8. That's exactly where the Lancers started last inning. It'll be Giacomo Finizza to lead it off. Three balls, no strikes. A 4-pitch walk sends Dyer down to first and brings Brady Lauk to the plate. Lauk tonight, a triple, a bases-loaded double. Those 2 at-bats came against the righty. When he faced the lefty here in Kelko, he grounded out to first.
7 hits his last 3 games.
That's the first walk by Kelko. He's thrown 5 straight balls, though. Lauk sends this up, and the run up the berm begins.
I'm just saying that they got to work from the top of the berm down because climbing uphill is difficult.
Not much of a lead there for Dyer at first. Good job by Lauk to stay back on it. I was just thinking, all these players, all these coaches will forever remember the sound of this stadium. The emotions, but the sound.
Pretty special. Incredible atmosphere here in downtown Joliet.
Ooh, that was close on the inside area of the plate. Good pitch by Kelko. After going off speed, breaking balls, tried to sneak one past him on the inside corner.
Sophomore verbal to Notre Dame already.
Here's the 2-2. Will this stay in play? Nice grab by Fanizza. 2 outs in the 6th. Michael Bailey will try to keep it alive for the Bengals.
Now batting catcher, number 11, Michael Bailey.
2 outs now. Do you put Dyer in motion? You'd really like to get one more man, Bailey, on base to turn it over to Mitchell if you're a Bengal fan.
Bailey has struggled a bit with the bat today. Struck out 4 times in the semifinals, a couple of ground outs, along with the walk here in this one. Bailey on top, 2 balls, no strikes. Christian Mitchell's on deck, and oh, how Plainfield East would like to get to him.
Yeah, this is the key hitter.
Pickoff throw to first, and that's thrown into right field. Dyer, I think, may have been clipped with that ball. Didn't get too far away. Two balls and a strike to Michael Bailey. Three and one.
In full respect to Michael Bailey, who's done a good job throughout this tournament. He has not been strong offensively. Bengals would really like to have that on-deck circle batter, Mitchell, have a chance this inning.
Bailey's going to work with a 3-2 count, and again, Kelko with a breaking ball. This time on 3-1. Here comes the crowd. Did he hold up? He did. Bailey down to first on the walk. That pushes Dyer to second, and it brings Christian Mitchell to the plate. The last time he was there, Mitchell rattled one off the wall.
Batting now for Plainfield East, the pitcher number 3, Christian Mitchell.
Runner in is number 22, Kevin Smith, now running at first base. And game situation for a dangerous hitter. And why are those 2 runners on base? 2 base on balls allows Mitchell to bat in this inning.
Those 2 walks are the only 2 walks Kelko has allowed since he came on in relief in the second inning. Mitchell after the first one, foul and out of play. Dyer at second, Smith at first.
Every play, every pitch, high intensity, meaningful. Championships on the line, every pitch right now.
Count evens at a ball and a strike. A lot of room in right center. Outfield playing respectfully deep for Christian Mitchell. Swung at one out of the zone. Kelko turned it over. And now Kelko on top, 1-2.
See, Mitchell wants to drive the ball so badly. You could probably get him to chase once again.
That was the spot he wanted to throw it.
Yeah, excellent pitch and better discipline by Mitchell that time. Now he's going fastball. This is where he's used the breaking ball.
do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on in a 1-run game.
So 3 consecutive fastballs, all at the upper end of the zone.
This should stay in play. Kent giving chase. And it falls between Bear, Kent, and the right fielder, Patton. There's one spot in that area that you could have dropped the ball between those 3 players, and that was it right there. Long run for all 3 of them. So Mitchell gets another shot. Well, what a battle this is with Kelko and Mitchell here. Three and 2, the Reynolds will be moving.
Drama might as well increase by 1 more pitch. Somebody's going to have to make a play on the infield, you would think.
To third. A step on the bag by Fanitza. And this championship game will go to the top of the 7th. Lake Park, a run to tie. Your 4A state championship on the NFHS network. Plainfield East 6, Lake Park 5.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
With Hall of Fame coach Mark Lindo, I'm Dave Bernhardt, and a simple question for you, Mark. Should I be shaking right now? This is high intensity. It's why we come to do what we do.
No matter how long we do this from up here right now, we have more and more fun, and you never know what's going to happen when you go to a high school ball game or any ball game. And what would you rather be doing at 9/11 on a Saturday night? Nothing else. And I tell you what, the couple thousand plus people here would rather be nowhere else. What a night it has been. 2 great semifinal games and a championship to cap all championships. The intensity that Lake Park with that big inning of 5 has created for us here in the top of the 7th.
And leading off the 7th inning will be the same person who led off the 5th. That's Giacomo Fanitza. He has 2 doubles tonight. He started last inning's 5-run barrage with a double. And this time he will face Christian Mitchell. Fastball for Mitchell for strike 1. Oh, you talk about a key hitter in an inning. It's always a leadoff batter, but in this case especially, it's Fanitza. Left center field. Calling for it is Lauk, and he makes that catch. He kept on coming. 1 up, 1 down.
And that's that first out you talked about, just getting underneath that ball with Fanitza.
Brian Patton. He reached on an error. He had an infield single earlier in this game. Mitchell just blows that one by him.
Boy, he looks strong.
That hit 89 on the gun. Right back at him again. At 89 again. Quickly, Mitchell on top, 0-2.
And he's just playing good old-fashioned hardball. Catch me if you can. Little bit tardy was Patton, who's got to make an adjustment off the bottom of the bat.
checks it up, just missed. What a pitch from Mitchell. The 1-2. Strike 3 called. 2 gone in the inning.
Plainfield East, 1 out away, and they have to make some adjustments, I believe, in their defense. Third base and first base, the old cliche is take away the doubles. They are not taking away the line to create a stoppage of an extra base hit. Now the coaches are moving them like crazy.
Max Bayer will step in. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Looks at strike 1, and the roars grow from the Bengals.
Got a closer mentality, does the king of the hill, Christian Mitchell, right now.
That's 2. Plainfield East, 1 pitch away from a state championship. Mitchell will stride back atop that mound. Right foot on the rubber, Bayer steps in. Bayer proving to be a tough out here in the top of the 7th. In a 6-5 game with 2 outs. Tried to get him upstairs, nothing doing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mitchell, the pitch. And it goes to 2-2. Max Bayer, the tap of home plate. Mitchell's ready. Here it comes. One more pitch to go as Max Bayer got a little jumpy. The count is 3-2.
That one is not a good sign, to be honest with you. You still force pitcher to make a pitch now in Christian Mitchell.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the 7th of your state championship game. And the tying run will be down at first base. Mitchell had Bayer at 0-2. Max Bayer fouled off a couple of pitches to stay alive, and that will bring up Nick Wolf.
And that's why Nick Wolf was not pinch run for in the last inning. So he could bat in this inning. And if he gets on base, they will run for him as a potential lead run.
Wolf takes a strike at the letters. Wolf with power. He has a couple of home runs. He's hit the ball hard today. Bayer, the tying run. And just as he did on the last hitter, Christian Mitchell is up in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Runner was moving on 0-2. Bayer was gone with the pitch.
How about Dan Colucci, 0-2, and he gives a green light there. And I think what happened is they were timing up Christian Mitchell, who was setting, going, not varying things. So staying aggressive, wanted to make it 1 hit instead of 2 to try to tie the game.
He's going again. They are daring Mitchell to throw it at first. No balls, 2 strikes. On a breaking pitch. They'll let him go. There's your tying run at second base. All in the hands of Christian Mitchell. Nick Wolf at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A 1-run lead for Plainfield East. The man on deck is Mason Bear. He had a 2-run homer last inning. To Mitchell. And that will do it. Plainfield East, the 4A state champions. Absolutely remarkable run by Plainfield East, a 13th seed. They were 5-12 a month ago. They were under 500 coming into the state playoffs, and they walk out of Joliet the 2021 Class 4A state baseball champions.
It went from a few weeks ago impossible, turning into improbable, turning into total reality here in Joliet.
Animo Real said as this was progressing along the tournament trail, players kind of couldn't believe what was happening. They will have to wake up and realize that they won it all. And what an inspiration this team will be to all the future high school baseball teams in the years ahead.
I agree with everything you said, but I'm going to correct you on one thing. You said they'll wake up to that.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll ever sleep tonight. I think they'll celebrate this one. Players, parents, families, coaches, for long into the night.
Lake Park did everything they needed to do except score one more run. A 5-run top of the 5th cut a 6-0 lead down to 6-5. They ended up leaving the tying run at second base on that final play, but Plainfield East will leave Joliet with a Class 4A championship, first ever appearance in the state finals, and it's a championship trophy for the Bengals. Well, Mark, that's going to wrap up a great 2 days, 3A, 4A baseball. We thought we had great games in Schaumburg. We came to Joliet. How many games came down to the last at bat, the last pitch of the game? Those last pitches seemed to last for 15 minutes. The drama was magnificent.
So much fun, almost indescribable. And you hear the roar of the crowd, the tip of the cap, and champions coming to greet their fans.
We'd like to thank you for joining us here in the NFHS Network. Our crew of Josh Pellett, Gary McGowan, Mark Lindo, I'm Dave Bernhard. The roars will continue for the Bengals, your Class 4A state champions, 6-5 winners over Lake Park, Plainfield East in 2021.
As we get ready for the presentations, how about a round of applause for an absolutely classic championship team? At this time, everybody, please meet the Lancers of Roselle Lake Park, finishing this year in second place, a record of 28 wins and 5 losses. Superintendent Dr. Jeff Foyt. Principal Amanda Rodrigo. Athletic Director Pete Schauer. Trainer Ned Kenter. The Lancers head coach Dan Colucci. Assistant coach Kevin Johnson. Assistant coach Ryan Wegner. Assistant coach Matt Zafonte. And now the players. Number 2, Max Bayer. Number 3, Sammy DeConsilis. Number 4, Brian Bergman. Number 6, senior TJ Cudel. Number 7, junior David Dimling. Number 8, senior Michael Christopher. Number 9, senior Anthony Monticelli. Number 10, sophomore Danny Rollins. Number 12, senior Nick Wolf. Number 13, senior Giacomo Fanisa. Number 14, senior Thomas Biernacki. Number 16, senior Colby Keats. Number 18, senior Frankie Fricano. Number 19, senior Chris Worcester. Number 20, senior Dylan Sakupski. Number 21, senior Brian Patton. Number 22, senior Jackson Kent. Number 23, senior Jason Kudkowski. Number 24, junior Victor Alvarez. Number 25, senior Dylan Freeman. Number 27, senior Wesley Ittner. Number 32, junior J.C. Allstat. Number 34, junior Mason Baer. Number 44, senior James Biernacki. And number 49, senior Tommy Kyoko. Second place, Lake Park Lancers. And now at this time, let's meet the Bengals of Plainfield East, facing the year as state champions with a record of 18 wins and 14 losses. The superintendent, Dr. Lane April. The principal, Dr. Joseph O'Brien. The athletic director, Paul Respolich. The assistant athletic director, Tony Wasnotis. and the trainer, Brooke Kashiewicz. The Bengals head coach, Adam O'Reilly. Assistant coach, Ken Holacek. Assistant coach, Luke Collins. Assistant coach, Billy Murphy. And assistant coach, Bobby Stevens. Now the Plainfield East players. Number 1, senior Samuel Hansen. Number 3, junior Christian Mitchell. Number 4, sophomore Brady Lout. Number 5, junior Nate Mole. Number 6, junior Bryce Atkin. Number 7, senior Justin Lane. Number 8, senior Gavin Schmidt. Number 9, junior Jake Eason. Number 10, junior Lance Wilson. Number 11, senior Michael Bailey. Number 13, senior Reed Erickson. Number 14, junior Nathan Rudd. Number 15, senior Ryan Skiba. Number 16, senior Quinn Bartels. Number 17, junior Aiden Auckland. Number 18, junior Sebastian Pape. Number 19, senior Caden Dyer. Number 20, junior Jacob Denton. Number 22, junior Kevin Smith. Number 23, junior Caleb Solis. Number 25, junior Jacob Fernstall. And number 28, senior Jacob Henley. The Plainfield East Bengals, state champions in 4A. At this time, please, would Coach Dan Colucci and captains of Lake Park please step forward and receive the second place trophy. And now at this time, would Coach Adam O'Reel and the captains of Plainfield East step forward and receive your 4A state championship